Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm AxionEvolved, and today we're getting close to some really game-changing technology that we're going to implement. But before we get started, do me a very quick favor. Scroll down just a little bit. Hit that subscribe button. We are inching closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and I want you to help me get there. Costs you nothing, helps me out a lot. So with that out of the way, let's hop right into this episode. So last time we kind of changed this guy around because the other setup just was not producing for us, right? So this guy is, it's going pretty well now. The way it seems to function, I've observed, is it sucks all the power out of this battery first. So you can see these turbines are pretty much constantly going. They're at max RPM, so that's all within the plan. And then if for some reason there's a fuel shortage, it'll kind of back up to these batteries here. You don't really see these turbines going too much, so it's working out well. I think we've got, sorry if it's a little loud. It's taken 4,500 power per second, but we're slowly getting the chromium molybdenum, so that's good. I didn't really get a chance to show off this. We kind of updated the distribution of the fuel for now, using a series of priority splitters. So first priority is always the resin farm for fuel, and then it overflows to this, and then it overflows to this line, which goes down to the frozen factory eventually, and then finally it ends up here. And I'm pretty sure this line is only feeding the very large quarry, so lowest priority, let's be honest. And another thing we had to do to keep up with this production is this is just an empty maker. I just threw 500 iron in there because, man, do we need it. We got some fuel buffers, so we're fine. But I also slapped on a bunch more refinery vats, and what is this? Nine refinery vats. So definitely pumps out the fuel canisters much more frequently. I kind of wish, so this right here, I realized I have a mod, right? I didn't realize I had this installed until recently, but I think it's down here. I got this distribution splitter. This is very intriguing to me. I'm just unsure if it can function how I hope. Because if you look here, right now this is full, right? So it doesn't need anything. But I still want it to go that way. So it's almost like, I guess a priority splitter would be the play here. Although, I guess this throughput is fine. But basically, I want something that acts like an overflow splitter, which I guess this does too, but I want it to do it in more than one direction. So maybe we'll use the distribution splitter. I don't know. But we have a few things we need to get done, and a few things that I need to update you on. So let's hop down to the frozen factory and see what's going on down there. All right, and things will look a little bit different down here. For starters, our C5 is powered on, so that's really nice. You'll notice we got this guy right here. I went ahead and made the cryo map, and what this does is it shows us where the closest cryoplasm is. Now, we got to be careful about where the light goes. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way to rotate this. So really, the bottom middle tendril that you see right there, this part right here, actually is that wall right there. And if you'll notice, right, if I kind of show this, you notice it seems to, that's all cryoplasm, right? And it stops right at the wall. So if we go look at the wall while things power up, you'll notice something kind of spooky over here. We got cryoplasm that's broken through. So as if the clock wasn't already ticking a lot, it is now ticking even more. So what am I doing to prepare for that? Well, you'll notice I put some Mark IV batteries on here. And you'll notice I kind of got rid of the power on the ground here. That was the little tendril that went around here. That was aimed at this guy right here, which is where all the chrome and molybdenum ore are down there. And so I've now kind of started plumbing things up in terms of kind of what they're designated for. We need to kind of get this going, right? We need to start at least harvesting and transporting this stuff up to this level, right? And, you know, that's all fine and dandy. We'll do that this episode too. But I also wanted to point out this, I guess you could say, perimeter of Mark IV batteries. And I've got them in all the cardinal directions. They're all about, I think, 60 blocks, right? So they're about 60 blocks from the middle of the C5 in each cardinal direction. These are going to kind of be the anchor for the close range, I guess, defense, right? So we're going to have just a ton of cryoplasm lancers on there. And yeah, that's just going to be, I think the lancers have like a 9-meter range. So we'll be slapping them on there. I'll probably have to put, you know, in between each set, probably like 2 or 3 more batteries. The plan is to use conduits for these. So that, you know, that just makes it so much easier in terms of being able to transmit the power bi-directionally. Because if I do laser energy transmitters, I mean, I may have to do laser energy transmitters to begin with, but if I do conduits, then it sends the power both ways, and I don't have to worry about transmitting back and forth, right? So everything else seems to be going well. I did also, as you can see, we are just infested with camelbots. I did get yet another mod. I think it's in here. And that is the Camelbot turret. I'm very tempted. In fact, can I make Mark I turrets? I can. So I'm thinking, let's try this out. Let's make 8 of these. The Mark IIs are much crazier to build. Look at that. See, look at these guys coming up on me. Much crazier to build. And so I want to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 8. Yeah, so we'll do it like 1 block in from these signs. I've never used these before. I don't know if they're good. So this is an impromptu mod review as well. Let's slap those onto one of these. And if I just plop that down, let's see how that does. Wow. All right. So that seems to be more than sufficient. And what is the range? Range 24. That's actually pretty big. Wow, that's surprising. You know, I might not actually. I'm thinking the middle, these ones, are kind of a waste. You know? Because with these ranges, I don't think we even need the middle ones. I think the corners would be more than adequate. And then maybe we can make a farther perimeter that encompasses, you know, a little bit farther out. And what is kind of cool, though, is if you look, they got little camelbots on them. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe we'll upgrade them to the tier 2s, and that'll just make them more efficient or something. But, yeah. Another thing we need to start doing now that we have confirmed cryoplasm is start protecting all of our laser energy transmitter lines. I'm not concerned with the ceiling because the cryoplasm never gets that high, but these unprotected lines near the bottom can get too high. So we got to definitely pay attention to those. All right, we need to, I guess we can start sending stuff down. There's a couple things we got to do, right? Number one, if we are saying that this right here is going to be the main power shaft, which we are, that is what I'm saying, then we need to figure out where the lifts are going to come up with all of the material. And if I remember correctly, right, the way this is oriented is we have the chrome this way and the moly that way, or vice versa. One or the other. That's kind of how we have it going. So maybe what I'll do, in fact, I don't need to fall down there. I can teleport. Let me figure out the coordinates of where that lies, so kind of where the deposits are down at their respective levels, and map that to up here so we can kind of figure out where exactly the lifts need to go and kind of how that'll look logistically. So let's go ahead and teleport down there. All right, so this is the molybdenum, right? And remember, it's so bright down here. I guess that's okay, right? So remember, we need a 3x3 face to get the ore going up, which, I think this is like an arbitrary spot, right? One other thing, in fact, before I get on there, one other thing that's kind of nice. You'll notice we have the 640 lens on here. So that splits off like right up there. The main power supply coming down has the 1120, the exceptional lens on it. So we're kind of perfectly splitting it between the chrome up there and the moly down here. So they're both getting 640. So I think that's enough for what we're trying to do. Worst case scenario, I can always eventually replace this with tier 4 batteries and conduits, but of course we're going to need to mine before we can really start doing that. So what I'm thinking here, we've got the power right here, so it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, right? So it makes sense to have this be the area, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have to go out a little bit, right? So this area right here, because it's 3 blocks for the trencher. Yeah. So if we're looking at this, right? The trencher drill is 3x3x3, and the trencher motor is also 3x3x3, right? So it's a 9 or 3x6x3, right? So that, this is motor, this is the drill, we got our 3x3 face, that's fine, and then we have the power hitting there, so that's good. And then what we can do is maybe we designate this area right here as the output, meaning we'd have a spot for hoppers right here, so hoppers, and then this section right here becomes, this 3x3 is where we'd put the lift. So that is at -19.4. So moly is -19.4, and we would do something like that. That would have to go up like 600. Clear ore, because that's got to go up to what, 250? So we need to go up like 600 height. All right, so -19.4, and this would be the moly lift exit right there, and we know it's a 3x3 area around there, so that's not too bad. What I'm gonna have to do probably, honestly, is take another tendril of power off of here. So maybe I move this line to right here, and then I have this one come out and go over and power this. I think it'll be enough. All right, so now let's go find the chrome. Okay, and so this is a slightly different setup, but I think we can still make it work. There's our 3x3 face. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so maybe we go. Can we see down there? Let's see. So I wonder if we want to maybe output this way instead, right? 1, 2, 3. So like this would be hoppers, and then this would be, right? So here, hoppers, and then that would be the lift shaft, right? We'd put the lift right there. So -1349, and that's chrome lift exit. So I mean, there's definitely some distance there, but I guess what we really need to worry about is it getting into the blast furnace. So I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think we kind of just have to make it work since that's what we, that's just what we have right now, right? So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to power that up. And for now, I'm going to block this off. And the reason I'm going to block this off is that we don't want any eventual cryoplasm to fall into that shaft and block power and all that, right? So I guess let's get those lifts going since there's already power down there. And we'll go back to the CPH because we're gonna need enough of the materials because I don't think we have enough, right? Or do we? I need 3 clicks of this. Yeah, see, I only have enough for 8 total clicks. You can see right there. And I think I need 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I need 12 clicks. All right, so yeah, I still need more bars. So while we wait for more chrome and moly to smelt, there is something else that we have to do in order to kind of progress for some stuff, right? So if we're looking at defense, Cryoplasm Lancers, that's kind of our first defense. But you'll notice polished chrome lenses. Where are we going to get that, right? Well, in fact, conduits, polished chrome lenses. What do we need for that? Right here, polishers, chromers. So, what I think I'm going to do is maybe over here, kind of an arbitrary spot. I don't really have anything planned for this, right? Maybe I'll kind of expand it a little bit. I guess we'll just kind of illustrate the chain here. And let me put hoppers here. Okay, so this needs power, and it needs a fair amount of power. But what is it looking for? Crude organic lenses, exceptional organic lenses, diamond, ruby, emerald, whatever, right? So if we look, we have exceptional, we have organic, but what we really want, these ones, crude organic lenses. And I've got a fair amount here, right? So we're at the stage of the game now where, for the most part, these don't really matter to us. The perfect faceted eyes give us these organic lenses, but we're probably going to be using either exceptional organic lenses or polished chrome lenses as our lenses, right? Which means that these eyes, where are they? Pristine faceted eyes, and these eyes are going to become kind of like our new currency for all these lenses. Luckily, we've been getting a ton of these, right? So we've got like, what is this? 2,300 plus whatever I have on me. So we're going to need to make a couple arrays of these guys. And so that's going to take a fair amount, 600, 700, something like that. I'm trying to remember how I did. I think I just did this actually down in the frozen factory last time. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe the answer is to get the lenses and bring all the eyes and I mean, I guess I could just hand feed it, I could just take these all out and just handcraft the lenses and feed them by hand. But that doesn't really feel like a factory to me though, right? I don't know. We'll have to think about this a little bit. I thought we could maybe get this going farther, but we don't have the material that we really need. One thing I can do maybe is play around with these. Where are they? I've never used these before, but I feel like they could come in handy. So maybe I'll do herbicores. The herbicores will output over here or something. So herbicores output. I wonder if they just go grab the plants specifically or if they need a beacon. So anyway, one of the things you can do is if you go to the lenses, you can make them out of these seeds, right? So crude organic lens, you can make them out of eyes or seeds. My thought process is that we collect, like what does this give me, you know? What did that just give me? A seed, right? So we'd have to set up a filter. Well, actually, I guess we wouldn't. Oh, maybe. You know what? Let's experiment. I didn't plan on doing this, but I think it's as good a time as any. So we need. All right. So I just made a bunch of herbivores. Let's throw them on a hotbar. And let's see. I mean, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll actually have this based out of over here, since I'm not going to use this space for other things. And so we'll do something like this. Well, okay, so they're already going. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of like clusters, right? This is honestly really cool. Okay. So then what I'm going to need to do is eventually get these seeds into a manufacturing plant. But I want to ensure that I have seeds. Okay, so as best I can tell, it is in fact outputting things. It's just not displaying it. Like maybe there's not a belt, like a sprite for it. But if you look at the bottom left, it says it's transporting the seeds, right? So what I'm going to do is we'll just have this. I mean, I guess it doesn't seem to be grabbing anything other than seeds. So I'm going to go on the assumption that it doesn't need to explicitly be told to get the seeds. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, right? And I guess this is going to make us lenses, huh? Here. And then what I'll do is I will put a 2,000 slot hopper. And I will put all those lenses in there. I guess I could do something else where I take these eyes and also turn them into... maybe I'll set up another one of these. Let me think here. Maybe I move this, actually. All right, and then I think those will just do their thing, right? Like you're making lenses, I think I put 50. There's 51. And once those go in, those should start building. And yeah, so now this is somewhat passive. The only thing that could go wrong, well, eventually we're going to run out of seeds, I think. Like, I think the herbivores, they have like a 512 radius, so quite a bit, but I don't think it's all going to be mandragora seeds. So we may need to recreate this setup. Actually, I don't even know where, because that's just so much. That's just so far. So yeah, so we'll let that do its thing. We'll figure out how to get it down there. Should be kind of easy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So that's that. Let's go check on how much other stuff we've built. How many more bars we've built. All right. So the final count is, well, let's look. 263 and 258. With a little bit of ore left over. Unfortunately, it's 8-1. So 2,000 ore is still only, what? 250-ish, right? So we can do... We can get one of them going. God, that kind of sucks, though. Right? Like, I'm not crazy. We need 150 to build each set. And I don't have enough to build... I need 300 to build both sets. So, I feel like I'm going to need to do another hard rock grinder at some point. Which kind of sucks. Because I don't know where else to do that. You know what, actually? Let me go see. I mean, maybe chrome is the more important of the two. Because we have other stuff that relies on chrome. But we need the molybdenum just as much, right? So, oh, crap. I mean, that kind of sucks. We'd have to find another 3x3 area. But something we can do is we can do pings, right? So let's make 6 of each ping. Because it makes, I mean, we got to find more deposits anyway, right? So, and I guess I need what? Imbued machine blocks, right? We'll make 2 more hard rock grinders because I'd rather have all the ore to make all the stuff before. I think that when I start mining, we're going to have the cryoplasm start coming at us. So let's make another set of hard rock grinders. Not ideal. We need more alloyed machine blocks and more imbued machine blocks. Wait, actually, I can do 3 by 1 by 3, so it needs 9. All right, we're good. Very low on both, but it is what it is. All right, so it looks like our shafts are built. Looks like I didn't grab that. All right, let's go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get the lift started. And I know I have lift controllers right there. So we'll get that going. And these are just going to be basic lifts. So nothing too crazy here. We'll kind of encase this in glass. And again, this is all for future purposes. I will need, let me just do a 2,000 slaughter temporarily. And then I'll throw all of the rack rails I have in there. Well, a big chunk of them. And then I will need to route it some power, which is easy enough. I'm not going to get, well, maybe I will. I was going to say, I'm not going to get this all super permanently hooked up, but we'll see. All right, so that's doing that. Let's build the other one. And we will wait for this one to build. I mean, I guess I could just use a smaller hopper. I was going to say we could just wait for this one to build until the other one's done, but I'll just feed this however I need to. Rails, rails, rails. There we go. So those are doing their thing. Look at that. Look at all of these. They want that battery so bad. So bad. And honestly, with how big this range is, I might come out even farther with these. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So let's go down there and see if we can start finding more of what we need. All right. So let's pop this. Oh, look. Our rails. Nice. Okay, so we know about that. And that's a huge vein, but there's a big vein right there. Holy. All right, well. What's very nice about this is that that's basically the molly of the future. Between these two veins, we have everything we're going to need. Well, I assume. Maybe we won't. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But I'll make opening there. So there we go. 10 million plus whatever that is. Which means because the pivoting is so easy, it might be worth it to just throw the hard rock grinder right there. Again. You know? Just do that. Get it over with. So we'll do that. And then we'll just, you know, route the power as necessary. And we'll do this, and then we'll do that. And then that'll just do its thing. We don't super care, but holy crap, was this find huge. I had no idea that was there, but that is amazing. And it's so close to our existing infrastructure, right? Because I don't think this is part of the same one. Oh, I lied. This is all the same one. Whatever, we're fine there. If we have to find another one, we'll find another one. Let's check out Chrome. All right, so we now got that Chrome there. So we got that big one. There's a big one down there. There's smaller ones. Can I get down to that one? Where is that? That's about here. So there's another 4 million chrome. Okay, so I think that's enough to convince me that we're going to be okay in the short term, right? So I'm going to put a torch right there so that we know where to go. But for now, I can put the hard rock grinder down and we will be okay. All right, so we initially did it right here. So we're going to do it again right there. All right, so now that'll do its thing. Well, eventually I'll have to put down some hoppers, but for now, that's fine. It'll just take some time or whatever. I mean, I don't have any of the blue lenses on me or I can put them on there, but honestly, we're not too worried. I hope the power will be fine. I guess we can see right here. How's this battery? Battery seems to be fine, even though we got both things pulling power from it. So, all right. Well, that's pretty good. I feel very good about that. Let's finalize that lift, and then we'll be on our way. And then one last thing we're going to do is encase this shaft in glass. And that's purely, again, this is all preparation for cryoplasm, right? And all of these beams are important. So that's good. Let's add more rack rails to this guy. All right, guys, and just like that, we've got both of our rack rails set up, both of our lifts. Next episode, we're gonna, well, let me just say it like this. You guys are gonna see this on Wednesday at some point. I'm going to probably stream on this upcoming Friday. What is that? The 11th. So in that stream, I'm going to be doing a lot of the in-between, behind the scenes work. So if you guys want to come watch that, it'll be right here on this channel. Hit the bell notification so you can see when that happens. And, you know, I'd love to see you guys there. But in there, I'll be doing the hard rock grinding collection and all that, so that the next episode you see, maybe we're either going to be setting up blast furnaces, right? Because right now, you know, we had to smelt, we had to smelt with the arc smelter, but the way this is meant to really smelt is this right here. So, you know, you do a blast furnace, you do multiple blast furnaces into one casting basin, and that's where all the bars come out, right? So, but you can see that takes 15 clicks, 15 times 16 is a lot. We don't have near that many bars. So we're going to have to rely on the arc smelter for a little bit at least, so that we can get to the bars we need. And that'll all be done on the stream. So if you guys aren't interested in watching any of that, be sure to stop by. And with that out of the way, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying how this is all progressing. I'm having a ton of fun playing this, and I hope you guys are, again, enjoying it all. So with that, we'll see you in the next one.